welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is our Strength and Swings class, semester 2 of 2024, week number 1.
Back at it.
We did 100 swings last semester where we worked up and progressed our endurance over the course of the 8 weeks. And it might have been 7, but we're doing the same here. It'll be over the course of 8 weeks. This time around, we will be working on our single arm swing, our clean, and our squat. Tonight we'll be dabbling into those skills, learning some techniques. We have our kettlebell off to the side. We'll get started first with our body weight, and then we'll grab a bell. And don't forget, there's always some get-ups. So
Get-ups, not first, but there will be some get-ups for sure. Stand in a position comfortable for you. It could be parallel feet or slightly turned out from the hips, like in a squat, coming up very shortly. With the hands to the sides, or just lightly clasped behind your back, extension on the neck, or looking up towards the ceiling. Flexion on the neck, looking towards the ground. Small ranges as you go up, think pulling down on the front of the neck, and as you look down, reach up on the back of the neck. And if it sounds opposite, it sounds just about right. Then, with the nose and eyes looking forward, laterally bend and ear towards the shoulder. As you do this movement, we'll repeat to the other side, and the neck moves very little, and the head moves on the neck. This is my second one to this side, returning through the middle, one more time to the other, and then back up on center. Then lastly, the rotation, look over a shoulder and then return through the middle. And then the same thing, look the other way and return. Keep looking straight ahead over the nose and reaching with the crown head high to the ceiling to make space and check in with that head neck, returning to the middle. The next series for the T-spine or rib cage, I like to take my hands across my body. Let's do the lateral bend first again, and up and over, and then return to the middle. Create that space and up and over, side bend the other way. Sets of 2, just nice light repetitions here to check in on all body parts as we get warmed up here. It's been a week off and we have definitely enjoyed it. And here we are, back at it, checking in. Now, lightly retract or squeeze those shoulder blades together. Casual chin tuck as to look down, and then the flexion shape or a rounding shape through the spine. Now pull down on those abs, that shield of abs as we like to say, as we extend, and the head might follow a little bit at the top. Repeat again, little chin tuck. Keep the shoulders in tight, and then flex or round forward, pull down, and go up. Keep the head and those hips forward, and can we lightly turn through that T-spine or rib cage, one way, and then the other. And repeating again, rib cage, and then final one to the other side. We'll add more of those rotations in the lunge position a little bit later, and that means we have to get to the floor, Lauren, and how should we do that?
we should do that by warming up the lunge. So let's take a leg and we'll step it back into our lunge position. Right now, with those hips like a bowl of punch, could we stay here, French and vertical, shoulders relatively stationary, and could we try to hula circle the hips from this position? And then switch directions. So right now you're trying to spill the punch out of the bowl, but then let's pick the punch up and level it out. Now with it nice and level, we'll pull the floor together underneath of us, descending towards our landing. In our landing position, check back in with that bowl of punch. Is it level again? Now keeping that back hip extended, let's lightly drift forward, knee towards over toe. Then we'll push the floor forward to go back, but keep the back hip extending. Let's do that again. Lightly drifting forward and then pressing back up to tall. We'll heel toe the leg open to the side and do the same routine there. So with the hips staying nice and level, the cage over top, we'll drift ourselves over, trying to get some ankle dorsiflexion there as we push the floor away to come back up to tall. And one more time as we pull over and then press back up. Heel toe the leg to the front. Let's warm up those lunge legs by pushing the floor forward and back and getting to that hover position. And then continue pressing, getting to mid-station, and finally to the top. The French chin is still vertical. Now slowly pull yourself back down, and we'll do one more to stand up where we'll push forward and back and come up together. Shake it out, repeat on the other side. We started in that top position. We started by hula hooping the hips, the punches slooshing around the bowl, one direction, and then swoosh the punch in the other direction. Try to dissociate it from the upper body and then gently find center. The front leg pulls in, the back hip goes forward as we slowly descend towards the floor. From here, we'll keep the back hips extended, keep the cage over top, and lightly drift forward, knee towards over toe. Again, extend back hip, and then push forward to go back. One more time as we pull ourselves forward. Feel lots of work in the front of that hip, but keep it nice and extended. Don't do that work from the low back. Press yourself up to tall. Heel toe the leg open to the side, and repeat. Bowler punch check, then pull over, and press back. And one last time, pull yourself over and press yourself back. Heel toe the leg to the front, push forward and back to get to that hover position, mid station, high. One more time, descend all the way down, soft landing. And lastly, we'll push up together and give that a little shake.
Awesome.
Out. We're starting here with our kettlebell, doing some heavy holds and some body weight squat warm up. So we'll start today's heavy hold in our standing position and ending up doing a suitcase carry. Just pretending we're going on a trip.
Ooh, where would you go?
I don't know yet. Do you?
No, but if you let me know, we can plan for it.
There's so many places.
There are. But right now we're going to kettlebell.
Okay,
town.
right now, yes, kettlebell town. Over top of our bell, hip hinge. Grip with one or two hands, but make sure your shoulders are square to the floor. Brace, lift, put the bell beside you. Lightly shrug your shoulder and retract it. The bell is just off your body. Your cage is down. Your weight is even in both feet. Your hips are nice and extended. You're breathing and you're bracing. You can talk underneath that, but it's a little bit of work for 5, 3, 2, bring it back to center. Use your hinge to put it down. Up without, repeat on the other side. Hip hinge, grip, pack, lift, hold. Again, that shoulder is slightly elevated, slightly retracted. Bell is just off the body. If we were lazy, we'd be falling into that bell, but we're not. So we're pulling ourselves up nice and tall. Push down and out on the floor. Keep the hips extended for 3, 2, then gently place the bell down, and we'll warm up those squats. You may see me doing a slight variation on some of these squats as I'm still nursing my calf, which has slowly made forward progress, but we're just playing it safe.
Take time. So let's do 3-way squats, 2 repetitions in each position. Starting with your feet in a parallel position, let's get those knees over toes, preceding that toe squat later in practices to come. And then to stand up, we'll push those hips over the knees and then pull up those kneecaps. Repeating one more time. To get low, to soften the front of the ankle, I think about pulling those feet behind me and then drive the toes down and press the hips through. Then like one of our bar drills, take a single leg out front, find your natural turnout in the hip, return it underneath in a turned out fashion, and then same thing on the other side. We might not get too low here, and that's okay, but condition that we'll pull ourselves into that squats position, and then the hips press us forward, pulling up the kneecaps at the end. Repeating one more time, we'll pull ourselves down and press those hips through to stand. Then open up and feel free to play with this stance according to length of your limbs or the flexibility, mobility of the hips, and we'll pull ourselves down again. I might change a little bit as we go forward here. That's a pretty good place for me now. Thank you for that feedback there. And then push those hips through, cramping glutes, bracing core, and repeating one more time. Feel that tension to pull in, heavy on the pinky sides of those feet, and press out, push those hips through, and then melt away that stance with a little shake, and we're back to some kettlebell holds for core strength.
Okay, we're going to take this bell to the rack position. Right now, we're just going to get it there with 2 hands, but later today, if you stay tuned, we will be learning how to pick this bell up with 1. So let's use our hinge. 1 hand grips, 2nd hand cuddles, pulls, punches, end up in your rack position. Here, let's do our usual checklist. We have a nice straight wrist, a vertical forearm, bell is beside chest, cage is over top, cheeks are squeezed, hips are extended, pinkies are driving towards the ceiling. We're breathing and we're bracing and we're thinking we could press this bell. Not today, but we could for 3, 2, 2 hands, put it back where you got it right between your feet. Give it a shake, repeat on the other side. Hip hinge, grip 1, cuddle 2, zip through, punch, hold. Again, nice straight wrist, cage down, vertical forearm, elbows in. We could have a little bit of off-arm tension to stay nice and tight. We have butts here, we have abs here. We're breathing underneath for 3, 2, 2 hands. Park it. Shake it out.
Shaken out. And back to the squats, mobilizing those hips and familiarizing yourself with your best stance. Find your stance just again about maybe 2 hip widths of yours apart, and let's pull ourselves down, getting towards your safe low but active position. Lauren, let's show them that easy campfire squat. Not easy, but a little bit more passive. So find that position where we can keep the cow hip in the tip, like right there, and then push the hips through, finishing tall. And again, I like Lauren's hands there, kind of pretending we have either a goblet or a racks position with the kettlebell. Let's pull ourselves down again. Build awareness that we're still in the cow or anterior tips position in the hips, and then push those hips right back through. One more time, a set of 3 here. And again, wiggle those feet, find a better stance for you. Wider might not help you get lower. It might be more stable for now. Play with it as you build your strength and awareness in your squat. Then wiggle those feet together, shake it out, and back to more kettlebell holds.
All right, so we're back here. We're going to hold it in that goblet position for our final kettlebell hold today.
Cool.
Standing over top of that bell. We'll use our hinge. Surprise, surprise. Pull it up, catch, and it's just off of our chest. Right now it's at about collarbone height. It's like we're in a standing plank position. We're pushing down and out on the floor. Again, the cage is down. Now, could you keep the shoulders down, but lift the bell up to look through? Then pull it back down to the chest height. Do that again. Lift it up, look through, and pull it back down. Now imagine ripping the bell apart, engage those lats, then use your hinge, place the bell back on the floor. Stand up without.
Stand up without. There'll be more squats to come up very shortly, but until then, let's get back to the habit of doing our get-ups here with that kettlebell on the floor. We'll be doing our half get-ups today, which is to that windmill position, not the full lunge, but stay tuned for coming weeks where that will get into the practice as well. So anyhow, you get down there and give us those nice cues, Lauren, to give us the get.
Oh, it's nice down here. All right, take a nice second, take a breath. With your kettlebell, we'll cuddle, we'll roll to our back, and we'll press it. Next, we're getting to our elbow. From here to our hand. Now we're gonna lift those hips and bridge, sweep, and hold for 3, 2. Then we'll sweep back through. We'll find our elbow, and we'll press away to our back. We'll pull the bell down with one hand, place it down, spin yourself around, and let's repeat on the other side.
And if you're brand new to the kettlebell practice, this is a great class to start with, but maybe doing the get up with a load is a little bit heavy, or maybe your body's not quite ready. So pretend with a wood dowel or grab a light bell. Let's get a grip and get going on that get up. Pack a shoulder, we'll roll and press with those 2 hands. We'll drive off the hip, looking up at that kettlebell, and then into that tall sit position. Push and bridge and sweep and hold for just a second, and then we'll sweep that leg back through. We'll find the elbow and stiff like a plank, return to the floor. The 2 hands help the bell down, return it, and we do like to usually play a no hands game on the get up here, but make it easy for you as you stand up, and we can shake it out. From here, 2 hand swings was the topic of last week's semester as we finished. So today, it's 1 arm swings into that 1 arm clean.
So we'll start with those 1 hand swings. Let's practice our hike pass to start here. We'll go in the I go, you go scenario. So Ian will take 1 hand on the bell, grip, tip it in his hinge position, pull the bell to the hike position, and place it back down. Let's do it 2 more times on this arm. This is the same hike pass as our 2-handed swing, but you only have 1 hand on the bell. Stand up, shake it out, repeat on the other side. With that off arm, bring it to your hip, bring it back through out front. Bring it to your hip, bring it back through. Last time we're staying in our hinge, we're staying the same height, and we'll repeat the same thing.
It's those lats that are pulling that kettlebell to the body, connecting the forearm to the hips, and it's the core that's helping us stay nice and strong and nice and stable. Lauren's hinge shape stays the same. She returns the bell with control, and a set of 3 gives us some nice intervals there on figuring out what to do next.
Let's practice our stop swing for 3 each side here if you feel comfortable. So it'll be 1 full swing through to the top, hold it like a plank, and then park that bell back down. Let's do it 2 more times here. Again, that off arm is coming with you. If you keep forgetting about it, tap the bell out front. Oh, good. Shake it out. 3 on the other side. So it's hinge, then it's pull, Swing with your hips, through, park. Swing with your hips, tap the bell. Through, park. One last time. At the top, it's butts and abs, not back, and park. Good.
And that's right, it's the butts and the abs to help support the back. Making sure that you're finishing tall, as Lauren said, in that standing plank. Making sure you're not asking the low back to get that kettlebell up even higher. We do like that standard of that chest height for the one arm swing, but making sure that you feel safe that you're using your glutes and the power in the hips to get it there without leaning back. Safety first, strength will follow. So after a set of 3, we'll shake that out, and let's go back to the floor for another set of our get-ups.
Excellent. Let's do our halvesies again, but let's try to do 2 halvesies in a row.
Love that idea.
So we'll come down to that cuddle position again. Get your room all organized. Give yourself some space. And we will start in the cuddle, then the roll, and the press. Next, we'll get to the elbow, then to the hand, and then our bridge sweep and hold. 3, 2, sweep back through. Get back to your elbow and return to your back. Keep the bell up. Repeat the same actions. Elbow, hand, bridge, sweep. 3, 2, sweep back through. Elbow and back. Bell comes down with control. Places down. We get to do 2 on the other side.
Sounds good. So talk to that kettlebell and say, let's take it for a good get up go here.
Let's take it for a good get up go here.
We go. And cuddle, roll, and then that 2-hand press. Set up in the stance and drive the hip and sit tall. It's that bridging, sweeping movement and a pause, and then returning to the tall sit, the elbow, and stiff like a plank to return to the ground. Repeating one more as a hip drive, a tall sit, bridging sweep, ooh, and hold, little balance wobble there, and then we'll go tall sit, elbow to the back. 2 hands on, bring it back down, and that is the get up sets for today, or at least for right now. So take your time, come on up, and
it's time to go over our
one arm swings.
clean. Oh, one arm swings.
Yeah, let's do like 5 in a row.
Let's do like 5 in a row.
I go, you go. One arm swings. You go first, Lauren.
Yeah.
Show us how it's done here. So looking for continuous swings here, like those continuous sets of up to 100 swings from last week. But again, this is just 5, making sure that that form is strong with the shoulder blade retracted, elbow nice and straight, and hitting those nice tall planking positions. 5, and then 5 on the other side. Hike, nice and tall. Again, we can finish with that other arm in that rack position or strong out front. Lauren and I do choose this one a lot of the time, but the second hand out front is a great place as well.
Whew. All right, team Ian. 5 on each arm. So every time, back to the hinge position, through to the plank. Back to the hinge, through to the plank. It's the hips driving that bell. We are not lifting it. We are not squatting it. We are thrusting it forward and stopping it with this. Don't laugh. Last one.
Yeah, laughing is hard with that high
No
tension.
shit.
Woo, one more set, I'm in. That sounds good. So take a rest in between and shake it out, but practice those high tension skills if you're swinging. I think that's 3. We'll do 2 more there. One last time, park it, and then bare-hand it up. Sometimes in that park, I like to stop and making sure that I'm not rotated. Find that nice square place and tall, square at the top, square in the hike pass. Check that out and give yourself a little opportunity on the floor to refine that one more moment.
All right, one more set of single arm swings today. 5 on each side. We're enjoying a little rest in between. If you're like me, we're taking our nice breaths in, shaking it out. Staying loose. We used all those muscles. We want that tension. We also want that relaxation. Team Ian has one more set of 5 here. Pull and hip drive. Hip drive abs. Hip drive ab butt. Hip drive ab butt, shoulder retracted. Whew.
Awesome.
Nice.
So before we place successive swings or cleans together in a series, we need to refine how we're going to get that kettlebell up with our one arm, and then namely how we're going to get back down to the floor.
That's right. Let's start back to our two-handed cheat clean for one on each side. So we're over top of our bell, just as we did in the beginning to hold it in the rack position. We'll do one hand grips, second hand cuddles, pull to rack, hold for a second, then two hands straight down the body, up without. Let's do that one on the other side. Hip hinge, grip, cuddle, zip, punch, hold, two hands on, tight to the body, place it down. Okay, we're gonna add a little fun here. I'm going to take a little step forward because we will be moving in the forwards direction. So we'll stand over top of our kettlebell. We are going to do two hands on the up. If you feel comfortable, we're going to only have one hand on the down. So it'll stay tight to the body, go through like our single arm swing, park out front. We'll step forward, two hands up, one hand's down. Here we go, hinge, two hands, pull to rack, pause. Now through, park out front, up without, step forward, same side. Hip hinge, two up, zip, one through, and park. One more time. Two on the up, punch, out the back, and park. Great. Now we have to do the other arm.
I can move.
Wouldn't be stage appropriate if I did it with my back to you. Maybe we get some views, but okay.
Anything for those views, but not that thing.
All right, here we go. Over top, second hand.
So it's that cheat clean up with two hands, tight to the rack, and then to the groin, park out, extend up. You might be able to hear that on your own bell, maybe not ours, but as we clean up and then down, the kettlebell jumps in the hand a little bit, making sure we don't rip our calluses, and we just have that nice secure grip to push the hand through. One last time here for a set of three. It's a double clean up, a hold for a second, return to the hike pass, the floor, and then bare-handed up. I think that was three. We'll maybe do that
was true.
A little bit later. Until we do that again, let's get to the floor, continuing to work on that full body strength, and implement just a nice light series of push-ups here. How would you like to get down on the floor, audience? And Lauren, how should we do that?
I'm going to hinge and walk myself out into my push-up position. Let's go for the number 5 push-ups. Whether that's from your knees or from your toes or a combo of both, let's keep our hips in line with our shoulders as we do all of these push-ups. So from first our plank position, we have our cheek squeeze, our abs brace. We'll inhale to pull down and hop to push back up. Inhale, hop. Butts and abs to help you along the way here. Heads in line, so no chicken necks. And we have one last one. And then we'll step into our hinge, we'll walk ourselves back, and press through to toe.
Ooh, nice. Feels good to get a good little sweat on here. And as we continue and just about finish up today's practice, I think we should work on one more kettlebell clean up, don't you think?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Let's do it.
So we should stand over top of our bell, and we should this time use one arm to clean it up and two arms to put it down. So one arm up and two hands, and we'll put it straight down for today in both of these scenarios, right over top of our bell. Hinge, grip pack with one shoulder, or pack with shoulder, grip with one hand, pull using your hips, punch through, pause. Now two hands, straight down, place it down. Let go with that one hand, ready? Same side, up, two hands, park bell straight down. Last time, one hand, punch through. Two hands, straight down. Up without, that's fun. Same thing other side, hip hinge, grip with one, pull, punch. Two hands, tight, like you're unzipping your winter coat. Punch, because it's spring. Unzip, last time, punch. Two hands, park bell, hop.
Woo. Awesome. Working on those kettlebell cleans to put together in some series with the squat and press. But this is only week 1, so we can work on those over the next 7 weeks, taking us all the way to the end of April. Until we work on the finisher for today, let's get back to the floor, and as you're able to, 5 push-ups one more time. Maybe use your hinge like Lauren, or follow me in the toe squat as those knees go over the toes. Take your time to get low in a crouch, knees touch, hips extend, and then accept the floor with the fingers, the calluses, the whole hand. Watch out for kettlebells behind you so you don't kick them. And then up to 5 push-ups here. Take a breath in, and press. Lauren mentioned that chicken neck, so keep your chin retracted from the scalings in the neck. And I think that's 4. And then Lauren's looking awesome and strong there for 5. And we'll take our time getting up from that. So just like the title slide promises, or maybe at least illustrates, let's finish today, if you're able to again, with our goblet squat. Lauren will hold that kettlebell in that goblet hold in this I go, you go pattern, and I will squat with it in that goblet hold for up to 5 repetitions, 3 sets. I'll go first.
Great. I'm actually going to do body weight squats.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
that's even better.
All right, so 5 goblet squats for Team Ian. We'll go I go, you go, so go with Ian or go with me, but take a break sometimes. 5 squats. When you stand up, think about pushing down and out on the floor. For practice in later weeks, let's keep those elbows or those chicken wings in. We'll eventually be holding that bell in the goblet position as we do our little combos. Woo. Team Lauren.
5 squats. That's it. Got to pretend to perhaps be able to do that real thing. We're going to time that breath is a sharp inhale on the down and a exhale on the way up to 5 repetitions. Play with your stance. What feels good? What stance are you able to get low, but also maintain that nice anterior tip of the hip?
Another set of 5 for Team Ian here. We are doing 3 rounds of 5, so 15 squats here to finish up tonight. As you know, we like to progress over the weeks. Let's be consistent instead of intense all the time. It's a much better approach to life and your workout.
That was 5. Whew. And
so
again,
don't worry, there will be more.
There'll be more squats for those who are interested. Lauren loves most things that we do here. Squats might not be her favorite thing, but that's why we got to do those things as well. Do the things that you love to do and things that challenge you both mentally and physically. Is that already 5?
Yes.
Okay, then 5 again. One last set for us.
One last Team Ian. One more set of 5 here. Finish them strong, like you could do more. Because you can always do more. But you don't have to do more all the time. More is just more sometimes. Let me see if I can say more. One more. Park bell.
Awesome. And then that's that last set for Lauren. Whether you're doing the bodyweight squat or practicing time under tension with kettlebell holds in either the low suitcase hold, build your endurance, build your familiarity with the terms that we use here, as well as those tension strategies for safety and strength. Beautiful dismount. That is the last one. There's no more for today's practice. Oh.
One more set of push-ups,
Lauren's
everyone.
always full of surprises at the end.
One more set of push-ups. Hinge, tippy toe squat down, whatever you'd like. But let's get there and pump out one last set here. Think about your butts, think about your abs as you pull down and press the floor away. This is the same breathing technique, the same tension technique we should have when we're pressing our bell overhead. And for those of you who know, I can't count and talk at the same time. So expect to always do 1 or 2 more.
Now I think that's it for the day, unless we have any other surprises.
We should just take a couple breaths in, like a nice inhale, through our nose that is, and an exhale. And an inhale to expand. And an exhale. And one last time, inhale. Inhale more. Inhale more. Inhale more. One more. One more.
You said no more.
One more. And exhale. 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 And take a nice inhale. Ooh. That was fun.
So whether it's those breathing techniques or those basics with the kettlebell and body weight, stay tuned next week on Tuesdays, live at 4 o'clock Eastern time for more Strength and Swings with me, Ian, and Lauren. But that's not all we do in the week. Semester 2 also starts for the bar class, working on heavy presses and mobility exercises for the hips. That's on Thursdays and Saturday mornings. Either a great start to the weekend or a great end to your week of training. Play with us as you work on handstand and the bodyweight basics, crawling, planking, squatting. It's all the same but different. We thank you for being here. So like, subscribe, share if you can, and
until next time, take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube.
Say it one more time.
Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Awesome.